Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today it is time to test out the new Guy Crimson, the newest protector for Space 2.0. Initially, I'm going to tell you right now, I think he's pretty bad. I'm not a big fan of his kit, but what is his kit? So he leads space and physical attack. So physical attackers with space means that Carrion can get a buff, the hero gets a double buff, Milim does not because she's magic damage, sadly. But his protection skill changes 3 blues and 3 oranges into 6 greens, just like Shizu does. Decreases all target attack damage resistance by 15% for 2 turns, so your AoEs do more damage. And increases all allies' secret skill gauge by 35%. So the triple orb changing is good. We know the power of triple orb changing from Hakuro and Shizu. That's not in question. The second skill is where I begin to question, because limiting it to AoE skills only is kind of dumb. I get that they're trying to move more in the direction of having AoE units take the forefront. 15% is not a lot. And even if you add in Frostbite, it's like 19.5. It's still not a lot. It'll help you do more damage, sure, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Maybe I'm just spoiled on gigantic Oonga Boonga single target numbers from Milim and Hinata. That might be. Maybe I'll end up loving the AoE meta. And then the third part of his skill, secret skill gauge by 35%. I guess since this team is kind of an alt rush team where you want to do as many as possible in the short amount of time, I guess. But we haven't seen a protector give alt gauge since, what, Dark Xion, and no one uses her. No one uses Ifrit. So I'm not sure how I feel about this. But let's reserve that for after we begin testing. So let's dive in to some fights, and we'll try them out in a few different teams, I think. Alright, so for the first test, we're going to use, the new units. We've got Velzard, we've got Misery, Guy is here. But since Guy is focused on supporting AoE units, we're going to bring AoE units. So Velzard's AoE, the hero is AoE, Rimuru is AoE, Ranga is AoE, but he is magic damage, so he's not fully benefiting from the full buff of Guy, since Guy's buffing physical. And then Misery is a physical attacker, but she is a single target, so she's not really going to get any extra damage off of Guy's skill, but she's here for the green buffing. So, honestly, you could probably replace Ranga here, or Rimuru. I mean, both are good, because Ranga has the orb change, and Rimuru has the support. But this team isn't really working with a lot of big buff supports. Like, you can run the hero. In fact, I think that not running a hero on this team would be very detrimental to anything that you want to accomplish with her crit, her resistance down, coupled with the frostbite effect, with the AoE buff or resistance down. I think that the hero is once again going to take the forefront of she needs to be on your team. So let's go ahead and test this out against Crucible 90 again, the same stage we used for Velzard. Recording these back to back. If you didn't see the Velzard showcase, one of my Discord members, Redscorpion, he was kind enough to let me use his account because he was able to pull both Velzard and Guy. So thank you again, shout out to Redscorpion for letting me use his account. What do we got here? So Ranga is an orange to green, and Velzard is a blue to green. So let's, I guess, burn out these blues real fast. So let's bring in Velzard for Rimuru, I guess. And then we'll send these blues, and we'll try and get, a good, decent hand. And I didn't actually see if that was a good, decent hand or not. it could be better. They're both 25 cost, right? Yeah. Okay, so this should be okay unless it gives us a crap ton of blues. Okay, no, there we go. That's perfect. So here's a 2-2-2 spread. The blues are nerfed, doesn't matter because they're going to go bye-bye anyways. Or we could use Guy right here, which is the whole point of bringing Guy, right? So we got the protection gauge buff from the masked hero. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is going to put the AoE debuff down on the target, but also give everyone 35% alt gauge, which, if we're going to send a full hand of greens, will be very good. And then let's say we swap out Ranga, I guess, for Misery, and then we're going to use her buff card. So, not that one, this one. Alright, increases all solo skills gauge increase by 24% and damage by 15%. So this will get us extra skill points, extra protection gauge, extra alt gauge. So now let's get her out and let's bring Rimuru in. Use Guy. And since this buff will last 2 turns, we can essentially use this now, and then what this allows us to do is it allows us to get alts ready for the next turn, therefore we have what we need. So let's do that. Okay, so pop, 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 pop. Let's kind of even out the damage right here. So yeah, there we go. There's a alt for the hero, an alt for Velzard. We'll have enough points to do both the frostbite and the crit boost, not the attack boost, because again, he is not raising our skill cap. There are ways to play around it, like we could use the hero buff now, or the Rimuru buff, and then send people away. But I just want to get our initial damage showcased right here. So here is the frostbite on everyone. So now that 15% physical, or that AoE resistance down, is now 19.5 because of the effect that frostbite gives. So now our AoEs will do even more damage. And now let's add the crit buff onto that, which is now, our AoEs will guarantee crit. The resistance for AoE skills is down by 19.5, and then the crit resistance now is again affected by frostbite. So instead of 30%, it's 39%. So that's why probably this is going to work very well. Let's send the Velzard first, then the hero, or not. Hold on. Alright, let's try that again. Let's just send it and pray that it doesn't fail on us. Alright, so Velzard, we do 29.9, and then the hero, we're going to do 33.6, and that's probably because the hero is, I believe, level 100, and Velzard is not, and she just had the higher multiplier right now. But, I mean, that's good damage. Over 50k right there between the two, with, frostbite. Unfortunately, there is no extra buff that Velzard gives herself. She does that immediate damage, which we did see it do the previous turn, but it, again, wasn't that much damage. But let's get a turn where we don't have Guy's buff active in the same setup, and we'll see what the difference in damage is. Alright, so we're back in the fight. We have alts. We've used frostbite, but we've let the Guy buff run out. So now let's go ahead and use the crit buff from the hero. So we're getting the 39% crit resistance down because of frostbite. And let's go ahead and send Velzard and the hero. I have no doubt in my mind that this will kill, so I'm not even going to bother with Misery. But let's check the damage here now. So 24 and 28, so about 5,000 less damage, which is considerable. Alright, yeah, when you're only doing 28. So you do notice a difference in the, 19.5% with the frostbite when you get that AoE resistance down. So it is useful in a specific scenario where you are running multiple AoE ults, because single target attacks, normal attacks, won't benefit from it. Single target ults won't benefit from it. But if you build a team of AoEs, which we did, then you can see increases in your damage output. Let's try him out on a different stage now. Okay, so we're going to run the same team, but we're going to go into the new Tempered Edge stage. I think it's only Master, though, because he hasn't beaten Extreme 1 or Extreme 2, and I don't want to take that experience away from him. So we're going to go into Master, so obviously there's not a really big chance of us losing. But there are 3 enemies in the stage, which means that we will benefit 3 times from having their resistances lowered. I also don't want to willy-nilly use all his potions up. So, Secret Skill Gauge, okay. Like, it gets us our alts. It does what we need it to do. The resistance down, also you can see increases. The orb changing is very, very helpful, which if you combine that with Misery's skill, then you pretty much are guaranteed to get people's alts, because 35% this is essentially Earth Benny Maru's skill, right? He just does it for oranges. So, oh. Well, okay then. Velzard, come on in. Pop, 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 pop. Alright, well, I mean, that worked out for the first hand. Let's see what the second hand is like. I think that's a full hand. Ooh, I forgot about the bind. It is not a full hand. Okay, so we'll have to... Oh. Right, we got our ult. Okay, well... Do I want to send that now? I guess we can send it now, and then we can compare differences. So this is going to be with nothing active. And then we'll just send... we'll send these blues. Alright. So nothing active, just the ult by itself, and it does about 11,000, give or take. And also reduces their guard power, not that it matters very much. Okay, so here we can get a full hand of greens. Ranga's gonna get his ult. So let's do that, let's do that. Too bad I can't bring Misery in right now, because that would actually be quite nice. And I don't really want Ranga. Well, Ranga will still benefit from the AoE debuff. He's just doing magic damage. And a counter, because why not? Alright, 9,800 for the hero on that 6-card send. So we haven't really had a chance to use Guy yet. We could have, but it didn't really make sense for us to do it. So we have no Velzard orbs. Highly unfortunate. And also if I swap Ranga out, they're going to pull in an orange, of which we wouldn't get a full hand. So I guess let's keep working on getting... Let's do this. Actually, let's send it on Dino. Let's spread the damage out a little bit. We haven't used Guy at all. This is a Guy showcase. What am I doing right now? Okay. Ooh, also, you probably need to just go away right now anyways. Alright, so let's do that. Let's now use the buff from Misery. So if we look at it, yeah. 24%, 15%, I believe that goes up to 30. So it is essentially Earth Benny Maru's skill. So now, let's bring Rimuru in for Misery. Let's use Guy, so that'll give us immediate ult gauge, so the hero has her ult now. And then we can go ahead and send this. And it gets us, yeah, it gets us a good amount. It doesn't, we only have 1 orb for Velzard, which is quite unfortunate. We have 3 for the hero, which we didn't really need, because she already had an ult. Okay. Whoops, I forgot, it already sent the hand that we were lined up for. Okay, well, we did damage, we did a 6-card send, and now we're here. So before we cut, we had 6 green orbs lined up that had the Misery buff. Now we're here after those 6 were sent. So he still has the AoE debuff. I want to get Velzard's buff right here, but looks like we're not going to be able to do that. Let's see. How do we want to play this out? Let's just keep... No, you know what? Hold on. let's do that. Alright. Let's get the hero out of here. Let's get Misery in. Alright. These are still buffed for one more turn, so that's cool. I do appreciate that it is a 2-turn buff from Misery. So this gets us Rimuru and Velzard's ult, so we don't really have to worry about that anymore. And we definitely have maximum points. We're doing extra damage on these greens. We've got another Guy Protector Gauge ready to go for next turn, so we can continuously debuff them. And now we can pretty much have triple ult, because we're going to bring Ranga back in. Or no, actually we're just going to run it like this, because these are all physical attackers. Okay, so yeah, that works out. So let's bring the hero in for Misery. Let's use this debuff. It again gives us more ult gauge, so now now Velzard and Hero have double ults if they didn't need any more. Go ahead and use Frostbite, and then we'll use... they have extra defense, so should I use the attack boost? Let's go ahead and do that. We've used the hero ult, or hero buff enough. So let's do this. So there's the immediate damage from Frostbite, and now we will send everything. And maybe they die from this, maybe not. We are attack boosted, 20,000 damage. I don't think we're going to kill. 25,000 damage. We should have used the crit. And then Rimuru does 16,000 damage. Ooh. Yeah. That's, God, Milim didn't even die. Everyone is still alive. Rimuru is stunned. Dino is ulting. But we do have double ults again, because Guy has been continuously buffing up our secret skill gauge. And we have enough points to use the crit buff now. And now I'm fairly confident that we can kill. Alright, so Velzard now does 25,000. And there we go. There's the wipe. So I guess that's what you're looking for, is you're just looking for multiple ults that are slightly buffed alongside the debuffs from Guy. I'm not entirely sold on it. Let's try him out not on the space team for funsies. I'm not sure what we're going to use yet, but I'll think of it. Alright, we're going to try this team for fun. I don't know if it's going to work, and if it doesn't, then we'll just cut it out. But we're gonna take Guy leading an Earth-ish team into EX Milim, and we'll see if we can benefit from his triple orb changing and ult giving, and his AoE, because Milim is a physical and Benimaru is physical AoE. So maybe we can help them do extra damage? Question mark? Again, I don't know. I haven't actually done any test runs on this, so it could go terribly, terribly wrong. And then we also have Valentine in the back because, we need some sort of extra damage. So ideally, we would want a Benimaru hand, and then we'd be able to rewind, boost with Misery, use Guy, get ult gauge, and then on turn 3 we would have like double ult or something, is what I'm thinking should be in my head, but it's gonna take a while for that to happen, so we'll be back when we get that hand. Alright, well, we got it. It was the immediate next the immediate next reset. So let's see. You're gonna come out, we're gonna steal. But do we then leave it as Benimaru? No, I think we still have to bring Valentine in. I don't think we should be that dumb about it. So let's do that. Or, okay. Okay, we're back. Alright, let's send this 6 card of Valentine before my iPad crashes on me. So we've got the hand. So now we have an ult for Val. Oh god. But... Ooh. Thankfully she hit the earth units. Okay. So, let's... Oh, they only have one orb each. Okay, that's not ideal, but I think we'll be okay. So let's use Misery's skill. Okay. And then let's get Benimaru in for Misery. And then... Okay, we gotta think about this. Actually, do we really care? Okay, so, yeah. I should have brought the hero in first instead of Benimaru. Okay, well, Milim only has one orb, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Let's do this. Let's rewind. And then we will orb change and give us alt gauge for Benny. We've got a double alt for Valentine now, so that's good. And we would have more than enough. So, So, not enough to have another protection gauge. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. 11.7 is not great. And we get a counter in there, because why not? Alright, so here's the rewind. And Val has an alt, so I feel like... Oh. Well, that's something, isn't it? Man, why can't I get these hands in, like, Jubilee or something, right? I can't swap anyone else out, so I guess we're just gonna send it as is. Max points, max protection gauge, another double alt for Valentine. Not even a full alt for Benimaru, though. And we couldn't even give it to him because we don't even have enough. Okay. Nothing really boosts blues. This would give her own gauge. Yeah. No, I think that's just going to be it right here. And we get another counter. Oh god, Valentine's going to die. I guess Earth Milim can come in and we can get that show on the road. We can kill here on turn 3. Yeah. 1, 2. Oh, we get a sweet counter. 3. Another counter. Wow. We don't even have the golem. Look at that. Okay. Let's, Okay, we have a bunch of hero orbs. How do we want to do this? How much health do you have? 38,000. I don't have any doubts in my mind that Valentine can do it with her ult. So... that and that. Yeah. And then we'll get the hero out of here for Milim. We will orb change again with Guy. And we can do it again just for funsies, give us even more ult gauge for Milim. And then I think we can finish it off before we get to the Valentine orb. So hopefully either Milim or Benimaru kill. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter because they're not AoE skills. It's not an ult. So we're not really benefiting at all. 35,000. Okay, and then Milim follows up. So look at that. Guy can help you 3-turn Space Milim. Best protector in the game. Okay, well that was interesting. It's not entirely necessary, but I thought it'd be fun to throw it in here. Let's, we can probably call this a video. So, initial thoughts on Guy after using him for like an hour and a half, 2 hours now, is that he is pretty wonky. I see his kit and I understand what he's meant to do. I'm just not a fan of it. And again, that might be coming from AoEs have always been kind of pushed to the side. Like, we've always been disappointed when units are AoE versus single target. Now that we kind of know that Jubilee is going to move towards the AoE route, he will definitely probably pick up in usefulness, even outside of this meta, because of the all target resistance down for AoE skills and giving us ult gauge. Who knows? We have to wait and see what this Jubilee actually looks like next week for us to really start thinking about that. But initial thoughts are, if I were to grade him on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give him about a 7. Yeah, I think a 7 is about right. His triple orb changing, very, very good. The debuff is okay. The secret skill gauge, like, we did see it in action today, and it's okay. It's still not what I would like out of him. So yeah, I think a solid 7, 6.5, 7 would be fair for me to give him. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this new guy. Have you had a chance to use him and test him out? And do you think I'm being a little too harsh on him? Do you like him a lot more than I do? Let me know. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.